So with that being said, let's get started and let's just start side to side. I'm moving my chair out of the way a little bit. Good. Remember, go at your own pace. And we want to push ourselves a little bit in the warm-up, but not too much because it's only a warm-up. So let's see if we can come forward a step or two, back a step or two. Now, of course, if you're sitting, the forward and back part is not going to happen so much, but you can still take your feet forward and back a little bit even when you're sitting. And back. And forward. And abs are in tight. And shoulders are back and down. Good, let's come forward one more time. And back. Good, and let's change the arms and then tap the feet back a little. When the arms come back, see if you can pinch your shoulder blades together a little bit. See if you can keep, no, actually, change my mind. Let's bring the arms here, right? And then turn that leg into a heel lift behind you. So the arms are just coming up to about shoulder height. Now, if you want to slow it down, that's fine, like this. Or a little bit quicker like this. Good. Now we're going to turn this into a biceps curl and a knee raise in front. So we're going to slow it down a little bit and go up, down, up, down, up. So up tall, abs are in tight, hand on the chair or the wall if you need to. Pull those abs in tight. I probably already said that. Try to relax your shoulders, but try to still hold them back. Good. 4, 3, 2. Let's march. Right, so march. And then march your feet out wide. And march them back in. And march out wide. And march back in. And march out wide. And march back in. Let's do it one more time. March out wide. Good, and march back in. Okay, now, a little bit different movement. We're gonna push the arms up, down, and we're gonna go knee up, arms up, knee up, arms up. So I'm taking my knees a little bit out to the side. And again, if you need to use the wall or the chair, that's fine. If you need to sit down, you can still pick your feet up sitting down. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march. All right, now we're gonna alternate stepping forward with that punch. Step forward punch, step forward punch, forward punch, forward punch, forward punch, forward punch. So think push the arm forward and pull it back. If you like to visualize a target at the end of your arm, that's fine with me. Good. 4, 3, then we're going to punch up. So punch up, up. And maybe take the foot back a little, punch up. So remember, we want to push up, pull back, push up, pull back. Right, so you feel that pull back too, like there's somebody behind you and you're going to elbow them. Good. Up, back, up, back. All right, let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time, march. Good. I'm going to go over to my chair. Right? I'm going to use the left leg first. No, the right leg first. And we're going to come around in front, around behind, around in front. So I'm staying up as tall as I can. My fingertips are light on the chair. Around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind. Good. Let's do 2 more. So this will be 1 and 2. Good. Shake out your legs a little bit, especially that left leg you were just standing on. And let's do it with the left leg. Bring it around in front, around behind, around in front, around behind. And remember, if you're sitting down, then you just have to modify it a little bit. You might have to lean a little bit to the right in order to get the left leg to come up off the floor. But as always, abs are in tight, shoulders down. Good. After this one more. Good. And step it down. Now back to the right leg. Knee up, leg back. Abs are in tight. Fingers are light on the chair or the wall. Try to really control your movements. Remember, every movement is deliberate. And when we come forward, we're looking down toward the floor and not out in front of us. Good. Let's do 1 more. Right here, last one. Good job. Step it down. Shake out your legs a little bit. Good. Abs are in tight. And then the left leg. Knee up, leg back. Up, leg back. Up, leg back. Up, leg back. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is quite helpful. Three, 2, last one. Good work. Let's shake out those legs a little bit. All right, grab a drink. All right, now we're going to balance on 2 legs. So either feet together or one foot fits in, or the toes of one shoe fit into the arch of the other, or heel toe. Okay, your choice. Make sure you remember which leg is in front. If you're in the second or the third position, make sure that you push your hips forward a little bit, right? Lift yourself up as tall as you can, right? Shoulders back and down. Put your hands wherever they need to be. Try to have your chin tucked down just a little bit. And let's turn and look over the right shoulder. Right, and breathe and try to stay up as tall as you can. Try not to move your eyes or your head. Do keep your hips, your weight shifted forward a tiny bit. Good. Slowly bring your head center. And then slowly turn and look over the left shoulder. Breathe. Try not to lock out your knees. We want the legs to be extended, but we don't want the knees to be locked. Good. All right, turn your head center. Step your feet apart, shake out your legs. Good. All right, we're gonna switch. So if your feet were together, of course, there's no switching, but in position 2 or 3, switch. So I don't like to have my heel touching the toes of the other foot. Push your hips forward a little, find that non-moving focal point. Abs in really tight. Put your hands wherever they're more comfortable and slowly turn your head, look over your left shoulder. Slowly. Now, often when we do this, the weight wants to shift back into that back leg. You want to try to keep your hips forward a little bit. Try to feel a little bit of weight in the front leg. And unfortunately, the abdominal muscles will not stay in by themselves, so we have to keep pulling them in and maybe even upward a little bit. And slowly turn your head and face forward. Good. And then slowly turn and look over the right shoulder. Try to keep a little bit of weight in that front leg. Breathe, smile, think happy thoughts. Good, and bring your head forward and step your feet apart. Good job, hand on the chair, pick a leg, swing it forward and back. And switch. Remember, when you're at home, if you like to practice balance, and if balance is hard for you, and it's hard for a lot of us, you can, one really good way to do it is by either using a chair and kind of rest your hips against the chair, or you can rest your hips against the edge of kitchen counter or the vanity in the bathroom. And you can pick up your foot behind you or do that tree pose or whatever. So if it's really hard for you to just stand independently like this, resting your hips against something while you're balancing is a good way to get started. So let's grab the stretchy band or tube. Remember, if you don't have one, not the end of the world. Just use your body weight or use lightish weights. Okay, so arms out in front, little bit lower than the shoulders. Make sure you got some slack in that tube or band. So start right here and then pull out, pinch your shoulder blades and back. Out and back. And abs are in really tight. And try to squeeze those shoulder blades. Good. Try not to hold your breath. Good. Keep squeezing. I would say if this gets hard, alternate, but alternating tends to make it a little bit harder. So 3, abs in really tight. Make sure you're not leaning back. That's cheating and bad for your back. Good job. Lower your arms down. Roll your shoulders back. Whew. Good work. Okay, bring it around behind you and bring it up under your arms. Right, we're going to shorten it up a little bit. Right, the legs are not going to do anything. We're going to push the arms out here and then cross and out and cross and try to alternate the arm that goes on top, out, cross and out. And try to really get your arms to go out and out and cross and out and cross and out, cross and out and cross and out. Good. And out. Good. 2 more. So 1 more with each arm on top. Good work. Lower the arms down. Ooh, roll your shoulders back. Ooh, should have felt that kind of in this area. I certainly did. Okay, so we're going to take one end of the tube or band and drop it on the floor and step on it near the end. So I'm stepping on it with my right hand, so my left arm is going to move first. I'm bringing my arm down to my side, and then I'm going to raise it up just to about shoulder level and back down and up. So my shoulder is coming up a little bit, but it's not coming up like this, right? And I'm trying not to bend either to the right or back, right? And it's hard. Trying to keep that arm straight out from the shoulder and up high enough. Good. 5, and feel it in that shoulder. 4, 3, keep that upper body nice and tall. Last time, I think. All right, switch hands, roll that shoulder forward. Roll it back a few times. And then switch feet, stepping on the end. And now the right arm is doing the work. So abs in tight, and the right arm's going to go up and down. And abs are in tight. And we're not leaning to the side or leaning back. And that arm is extending straight out from the shoulder. Good. Keep going. Really important to keep those shoulders strong. Try not to grip too tightly, whatever you're holding. Abs in tight. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good work, everyone. Roll that shoulder forward. Roll it back. Those are not easy. All right, we're going to take it back behind us. Shorten it up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to start with the right side and just the right side. So we're going to go up, up, like that. Okay. So here we go. Up, 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 up. 2 more, then we switch left. Good, here we go. Left, up. If you're not really feeling it in your arm or your shoulder, shorten up your tube if you have one, or band, or use a heavier weight. 2 more, then back to the right. Here we go. Right, right, right. Try to step forward. 4, try to really get that arm to extend. 2, 1, back to the left. This is the last time for this one. After this, we're going to go across in front. Try not to forget about your abs. 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to cross in front. Cross in front, just the right side. You can pick up that leg if you want to. Abs are in tight. Now switch left. Push. It should be a little bit hard. Remember, if you're not comfortable picking your foot up off the floor, that is perfectly fine. And switch right. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Right? These are a little bit challenging. Nothing wrong with a challenge. 4 more. 4. Try to really extend that arm. 2, 1. Now left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Really extend that arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, everyone. Lower your arms down. Ooh, roll your shoulders forward. Oh, roll them back. Woo. Let's leave the upper body alone for a few minutes, shall we? So we're going to step on that tube, right? We're going to shorten it up. And if you want to come in front of your chair, feel free. Take your feet wider apart. Stick your hands to one point on the sides of your legs. Push your hips back, chest forward. So abs are in tight. Inhale up, squeeze your tush at the top. Push back into your heels. Inhale up, squeeze the tush at the top. Abs are in tight throughout. When we come forward, we're looking down at the floor, not out in front of us. The elbows bend as we come forward and they straighten when we come up. Push back. Good. Push back. Keep those abs in tight, supporting the low back. Woohoo! These are fun. Pace yourselves. Remember, at any point, if you need to take a little break, take a little break. If you need a drink, grab a drink. If you need a little stretch, take a stretch. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last time. Good work, everyone. See if you can leave your feet right where they are, but hold the handles, make an X. Switch your hands. Put your hands on the front of your legs. Even if you're holding light weights, put your hands on the front of your legs and then squeeze your shoulders back, pinch your shoulder blades, relax. Pinch the shoulder blades, relax. Remember, it's a pinch back, not up. Pinch back, right? So we're pinching back. Think about kind of pushing your chest forward a little bit and really try to feel that squeeze between your shoulder blades. Abs in as tight as you can get them. Remember, try not to feel your head or neck moving. And you're not feeling it moving because it's not moving. Not that you're not feeling it. Right? So we're holding the head and neck still. And abs in tight. And then we do the movement. Right? That's not too much to think about all at once. About 3, 2, 1. Good work. Whew. Lower your arms down a little bit. Now, if you can keep the X, fine. If not, just take it out. Right? So undo the X if you need to. Hands up by your hips. Right? Let's alternate. Right leg first. Out, in, left, out, in, right, out, in, left, out. Try to really pull your abs in tight. Keep your shoulders over your hips, right? So try not to let yourself lean and lean, right? If I were to look at you from above the hip, I'd have a hard time seeing much movement. Whew. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Abs are in really tight. Out. Feel it in the outer hips. 2 more on each side. 1 and 2. Whew, good job, everyone. All right. If you have an X, undo it. Right. Let's work the sides of the waist a little bit. Okay. So shorten up your tube or your band. Feet are only a couple of inches apart. Right. Abs are in really tight. And we're going to start going to the left today. All right. So here we go. Left and center. 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 Good. Remember, try to keep your hips and your shoulders square. Don't let that left shoulder kind of roll back or forward, just to the side. If you have any kind of back or spine injuries, make it a little bit smaller movement. Good. 4, 3, pull those abs in tight. 2, 1, good job, hold center. Get your shoulders back and down again. Refresh those abs and let's go right. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Keep going, keep breathing. 4 more. Really be conscious about your movements. Try to make them really deliberate. 1 more time. Good work. All right. Take it down to the ends, right? If you have handles, hold them. Take your feet apart wider. Bring your hands back behind you. Stay up nice and tall. Press back. Press back. Up tall. Shoulders back and down. How about 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, everyone. Ooh, come off the tuber band, set it aside. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Ooh, shake out your hands a little bit if you need to. Grab another drink. Okay, so the next couple of exercises are going to be just body weight. Keep in mind that often the body weight exercises are the hardest ones. Probably shouldn't tell you that. Okay, so we're going to put a hand on the chair as lightly as we can. Right, and if you're sitting, right? It's gonna kind of look like this when you're sitting, like this. Do what you can. If it only comes an inch or a half inch off the floor, that's fine. If you're standing, right, you can bend your elbow. If you're comfortable, you can even put your elbow on the back of your chair, right? And then you're gonna come this way. If the foot needs to stay lower, it can stay lower, right? But so we're gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down. And we wanna try to keep that leg from coming in front so that we're using these muscles and we're leaning on the elbow or the hand so that all of our weight isn't in the other leg. Woohoo, feel it out here? It feels good. Just keep saying that. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Put your foot down. Stand up. Turn toward the chair. Right? Swing. Woo. And switch legs. Equal opportunity. Good. All right. Now let's switch sides. Right? So if you're sitting, you're just leaning the opposite direction. All right. So either hand on the chair and leg up. It's actually a little bit easier if you can put your forearm on the chair. Bring that leg up as high as you can, right? And then up, down, up, down. And if this is hard for you, try to stick with it. Just stay down low if you need to. You know, everyone works at their own level of strength. Right? And if you get tired, try to push through it a little bit. But, you know, if the leg starts shaking or starts to cramp, then that's the time to stop. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Stand up. Those are hard. All right. Turn toward the chair. Swing. Try not to kick anything because that'll really hurt. Good. And then swing the other leg. Really important to strengthen these muscles on the outsides of the hips because they provide support for the low back and for the knees. So that's why we do them often. Okay, so now we're gonna come behind the chair, and it's a little bit harder to do this one seated. So I'm gonna give you 2 options. So this is more for the glutes and the low back. So if you have any kind of strength issues or low back issues, you're gonna stay here and do this little pinch. And if not, see if you can rest your forearms on the chair, take one foot back and then raise it, lower it, raise it, lower it, like that. Okay, so I'm starting with my left leg first, but it really doesn't matter as long as you do both legs. Okay, so here we go, up, down. And we'll go to 12 today. 3, abs in really tight, shoulders down away from your ears. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm not taking it all the way down to the floor because that's a little bit harder this way. One more time. Good job. Put that foot down. Step a little bit back away from the chair and push your hips back and push your chest down toward the floor. Bend your elbows. Breathe. Right, remember, the goal is to keep that back as flat as we can. So we have to keep pulling the shoulders back and shoulder blades together to keep that upper back from rounding. Good. All right, inhale back up again. Get yourself resituated, right? Up tall and the other leg back, or rest on your forearms. Okay, the leg that you were standing on last time goes back this time, and up, down, up. So abs are in really tight. Make sure that the leg that you're standing on, that knee isn't locked. Try to relax it a little bit. And try not to roll that hip back, right? We want the hips to be pretty square with the floor. So not like this, but just flat. Now I lost count. Let's do 2 more. Good job. Put your foot down, step back away from the chair, abs in tight, and push back into your heels. Press your chest down toward the floor. Good to work those glutes. When we spend a lot of time sitting, the glutes get overstretched and that makes them weak. And it's really important to keep them strong. Good work, everyone. Inhale and stand back up again. Let's set the chair aside. We're gonna just stand on our legs, not use them for anything else. So we're gonna do this a few times without any weights, and then we're gonna add light weights. So I want you to turn your palms forward so that your pinky fingers are against the outsides of your legs, right? And then see if you can get those arms to come out and palms stay forward and as close up overhead as you can. Now, as you're bringing them up, they might need to come forward a little bit. Ideally, we don't want them to do that, but sometimes, you know, the pec muscles are really tight and they pull the shoulders forward. Let's do it one more time. Try to really make sure those palms are forward, because when we get about here, they want to go up because that's easier. And then back down. Good. Okay, now, if you can, grab light weights, not very heavy. And it may be that you can't do it with this weight. And if that's the case, go back to doing it just with your arms. So palms forward again, and we're going to go out and up overhead and back down again, right? So in a perfect world, the arms are staying back here and back down again. But that's not so easy to do. You know, we spend a lot of time rounding forward when we drive, when we're sitting at the computer, when we're sitting reading. Let's do a couple more. And when we're rounded forward, the pec muscles, the muscles in the front of the shoulders get really tight. Good. And really set those weights down. Good job, everyone. Roll your shoulders back. So the muscles that get tight are right here. And that's what we're going to be addressing next week when we start using the long pipe or broom handle or whatever we have. Okay, let's get some heavy weights, and we're going to do another set of shoulder blade pinches. Okay, so abs are in tight. Make sure that you're bending your knees and your hips to pick those weights up, and then pushing yourself straight back up again. Remember, when we stand up, we want to really try not to go like this and then this, because that's not so good for your back, unless you're doing it as an exercise. But most of the time we're not. All right, so arms are by the side, shoulders back and down, abs in tight, and we're going to pinch back. Pinch back, right? So try to relax your grip on those weights as much as you can. Pinch back, pinch back, pinch back. Now, pinch the shoulder blades back and hold. 2, 3, and relax. Pinch back and hold. Don't push your chin forward. And relax. Pinch back and hold. 2, 3, abs in tight, and relax. And pinch back and hold. 2, 3, and relax. Let's do it twice more. Pinch back and hold. 2, 3, and relax. And one more time. Pinch back and hold. 2, 3, and relax. Good work. All right, let's set those weights down. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Grab your chair. And we're going to sit down and stand up. See, I'm throwing it in a little bit earlier. Okay, so if you want to do it with weights, go ahead and grab some weights. And if not, do what works for you. But remember this, we don't get stronger without pushing ourselves out of our comfort levels, right? So it's okay to add the weights, even if you can only do them for, a quarter or a third or half of the reps. That's okay, because we all have to start somewhere, right? So get yourself into position, whether you're sitting or standing, right? Abs are in really tight. And here we go. Remember, when you sit, you're sitting lightly, like, unfortunately, a snowflake, right? Make sure that whether you're sitting or standing, you're not letting yourself lean back, right? When you're sitting and standing, you're not letting your feet come up off the floor when you sit. And to do that, the abs have to be in really tight. Good. When you stand up, try to squeeze your tush a little bit and then back down. Good. Good. Make sure that you're staying conscious of your breathing. Our breathing is probably accelerating a little bit when we're doing these because we're using large muscles. Whenever we use large muscles, the heart rate goes up. So just make sure that you can control your breathing, that you're able to speak relatively easily. Good. So 5. And if you're sitting, make sure you end up doing each leg evenly. 4, 3, 2, last time. Good work. If you're using weights, set them aside, because we are standing up and we're coming back behind the chair. We're going to stay close to the chair, right up tall, abs in tight. Take one foot back behind you and curl. Heel up, down, up, down. Try to keep that knee back, right? Abs are in tight. Fingertips light on the chair. Four more. Keep those abs in tight. 3, 2, think happy thoughts. Last one. Good job. Shake them out. All right, let's switch sides. Up tall, breathe, abs in tight. Take the other foot back and heel up, down. Remember, we want that knee to go no further forward than alongside of the other knee, but we'd prefer that it be behind it a little bit. So you really feel it in here. Good. 3, 2, last one. Good work. Step back a little bit away from the chair, feet apart. Push back into your heels, bring your chest forward. So if you're sitting, extend your legs out in front of you, heels down, toes up, and see if you can push forward a little bit from the hip. Whew. Breathe. Good work. Deep inhalation, abs in tight, stand up. I'm going to grab another drink, and then after this, we're going to grab both of our weights and we're going to alternate. side to side. All right. Make sure you're bending your knees and your hips when you pick up your weights. Right? Feet are only a few inches apart. Shoulders back and down, abs and tight. We'll start going to the right first. So let's go right, center, left, center. If this is too much for you, then put one weight down and do them the way we normally do and just count to 15 reps on each side. Abs are in really tight. I might have picked the wrong day to increase my weights, but I did, so. Keep going, abs in tight. Really try to control the movement. Make it deliberate. Five, 4, you can do it. 3, 2, last one. Good work. Set these weights down. All right, put a hand on the chair or the wall or one hand on your hip. Feet are pretty close together, right? If you're using the chair, we're pushing the hips away from the chair and we're reaching the arm up and over. Same thing if your hand is on the wall. Same thing if your hand is on your hip. You're just pushing your hips over, away from your hand. And shoulders staying back so that arm is not coming in front of your face. And feel that stretch. Make sure that both knees are straight, because sometimes one of the knees likes to bend and that really takes away from the stretch. So see if you can reach just a little bit more, feel a little more stretch in your side. Good. Inhale, abs in tight, slowly lift up and bring that arm down. And we're going to switch sides. Right, and push the hips away from your hand or away from the wall or chair, and then reach the other arm up and over. Right, shoulders are staying square, hips are staying square. Breathe, see if you can reach maybe a tiny bit more. Good, and inhale and release. Good work. All right, now, little bit of biceps work. So grab your weights. We're gonna do regular biceps curls today, unless they bother your forearms or elbows, in which case you'll do hammer curls, which are the ones we did Monday and Wednesday. All right, so elbows in at your waist, palms are gonna face forward, feet out nice and wide, and we're curling up. And at the bottom, try to get your elbows to extend all the way down, up, all the way down. Shoulders stay back, chest stays open, elbows stay down at your waist, they don't come forward. Try not to grip too tightly. Arms are the only thing moving. We're not leaning back. We're not leaning to either side. We're not letting the shoulders pinch forward. Try to pull the abs in tight. They should be getting tired by now. 3 more. You can do it. Alternate arms if you need to. One more time. Good work, everyone. Set those weights down. Roll your shoulders back. Shake them out a little bit. Okay, we're going to come back behind the chair. We're going to stretch. Okay, so step maybe about 18 inches, maybe 2 feet if your arms are really long, back away from the chair, right? Pick one leg, cross it in front of the other. So you want your feet to be more side by side and not heel toe, right? Push your hips back, bring your chest forward, elbows are bent and pointing down toward the floor, not pointing out away from you, right? Try to look down toward the floor and really try to shift your weight back into your heels, back into your hips. So we typically feel this more in whichever leg is behind, but you know, we feel it where the muscles are tight. So if you feel it more on the other side, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Good. So abs are in tight. Inhale, stand up. And let's switch legs. Right? And push back. And breathe. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this stretch today. Think happy thoughts. Stretching is good for us. It's really important. Good. Abs in tight and slowly stand up. Good. So that just took care of a few parts. We're going to sit down, right? Come out toward the front of the chair. Reach back behind you. Grab the sides of the chair as high as you can, right? And lean forward, right? Try to keep your chin down. Try not to let it push out in front of you. And do try to pull your shoulders back and pinch your shoulder blades together a little bit. Good, and release them. Slowly sit up, and let's scoot over to the right side of the chair. So right side of the tush is off the chair. Hold on with the left hand. Lower that right knee down. Sit up as tall as you can. If you can, push back from the low back, so push your whole torso back. Make sure that that left knee is straight out in front of the hip and not over like this to the right. Ooh, ah. Think happy thoughts. Good, and let's sit up. Ooh, bring that foot forward, and let's switch sides. Right, hold on to the chair with the right hand. Lower that left knee down. Make sure the left side of your tush is off the chair. Right, ideally we want that knee to be below the hip or behind it. And up tall, and if you can, lean back a little bit. Remember, we always feel these stretches more on one side than the other. Good, try to keep breathing. Good job. And sit up. Bring that foot forward. Let's stand up. Good. Take a big overhead stretch. Reach your arms up. And then lower them down in front of you. Maybe a tiny bit lower than your shoulders. push your palms forward, abs are in tight, and kind of round your back a little. Pull your shoulders forward, push your spine out behind you. This might be the only time that I ever tell you to round your back. So take advantage and feel it through your mid back and maybe even behind your shoulders. Try to keep your chin tucked down a little bit. And then one more time, inhale up tall, pull those shoulders back again. Good, lower your arms down. Take one or two more big shoulder rolls through the back. Whew. And we are all done. Great job, everyone. As always, oops, thank you for joining.